Hi everyone, it's Leona with Leona's Designs, and I am here with another project from Kathryn Slow Stitch. This week is week 42, and we're supposed to be doing a project called From the Same Cloth, which sounded very interesting to me, and I was excited to get started on it. The basic instructions that Kathryn gave was to take a piece of linen or some kind of cloth with a loose weave. I believe I have a piece of linen here. It's got a very loose weave. And then one side of the cloth we were to dip in some kind of a dye. Either a tea bath dye, coffee dye, echo dye, some kind of a dye that would make one side of the cloth a different color. So I dipped mine in some cranberry tea that I had made that day, and I let it dry, and then I re-dipped it into the cranberry tea mixed with cranberry juice. And I did get this beautiful color, which I really like. I really like how it bled into the fabric a little farther. I only dipped it about to here, but it just kept bleeding up. And it left this beautiful line right here, which I think is really cool. So then after that dried, we were to take a needle and pull threads out of the side that we dyed and then stitch them back into the other side, the side that was plain color. Well, my threads, as you can see, don't show up very well. And they're very fine, and they're very hard for me to stitch. I did try it. I threaded a needle, and I went in from this side, and I was going to leave the tail and take a few stitches. Just pull it through, leaving the tail, and then continuing on. Got more than the tail there. Continuing on across. It didn't show up very well. And I wasn't really enjoying it because the thread was so short, and kept coming out of my needle. So my thought is to make it enjoyable for me and to try to create some kind of a pattern using this same thread on this same cloth. I am going to do it a little different than Kathryn showed. I'm going to take the threads out, and I'm going to kind of collage them onto this side after I get a few threads. It'll take time because you pull them out one by one and you try to be careful so they don't break. But once I get a bunch of these, I think they'll show up better. And I'm hoping to kind of create a little heart. They're kind of, like orts. So I'm hoping to create some kind of a little heart shape here, and then just kind of stitch them down, maybe couch them down, and that will be my project. I might take some from all sides, like this one here. This is half and half. This is half the cranberry and half the cream color. And eventually I would like to have all the sides fringed. So this side really pretty much comes undone well. I guess a lot easier than the other side. This is probably the side I should have dyed. But that's basically what I'm going to be doing. Not really going to be doing a lot of stitching. I could try it here again and see. But as you can see, there's not much thread there. And once you go in, leave a little tail. And take a few stitches. It comes right out of my needle. And I could rethread and leave that tail. Rethreading needles is not something I enjoy. So, you know, to me it's not a very enjoyable stitching experience, and that's what it's supposed to be, but it is interesting. So, I mean, I could do it. I could just pull the needle through, leave a tail on both ends. Come on. No, it doesn't want to go. There it is. So I could do it that way. With this side, the thread is longer. I might do a few that way, but my main focus is going to be these threads, and I'm going to couch them down like an ort. So that's going to be the basics of my video. I will come back and show you the final result. I'm just figuring that you probably won't be interested in watching me pull these threads out and just stack them up, so I will come back and show you what I create with it. But I did want to do this video for this week 42 and show you what my plan is. I will link Kathryn's video below so you can see what she's doing. And I know many of the other people that follow her have done what she did, and their work turned out beautiful. In fact, a friend of mine did a very beautiful piece with tiny stitches, and she used a lot of the threads. But for me, it's just not my thing, but I do want to do this week 42 and add it to my journal. So I came up with this idea. So if you want to see the end result, I will be back after I finish, and you can just stay with me and we'll see what I create. Okay, well, this is what I have so far. Just wanted to show you. I pulled out a bunch of threads and I formed them into a heart. I used a little bit of a glue stick to hold them together to form them into this heart shape. And then I stuck them down here on this side. And now my plan is to use these longer threads on this side to stitch the heart down. So I've got a thread right now. I'm just going to go in and try to kind of couch it down. And I hope it's going to look really nice. I'm not going to leave a knot. Hopefully it's going to be okay. I'm just going to kind of go around and couch it down. So I will be using the same threads because that's the name of this project. From the same thread. Oh, of course my needle came unthreaded again. So that is the problem. Your needle comes unthreaded, or your thread isn't quite long enough. But it's a fun but challenging project. And some of them did very well with it, like my friend and Kathryn, of course. But I just thought I'm going to put my own spin on it and try doing it this way and see what happens. And I'm hoping it turns out good. So far, so good. It's just gonna take a while because, like I said, this thread that you pull out is very short. And after a few stitches, that's it. And then when it pulls out, of course, we can just add it to our heart. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be going around and just couching down the edge, and then maybe going back through and putting a few more stitches in the middle. But I will be taking it from this long edge. And I will show you the end result, which I hope to be successful. And we will be back in just a minute. A minute to you, probably a little while to me, because it'll take me a little while to get it all the way around. Okay, well, I finished it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it's very pretty. I love the colors, and I love the little heart. So I would suggest, if you are planning to try this project, that you would use something to dye the one side that makes it darker, because it's more enjoyable, I think, to stitch in the lighter side with a color that shows up. I thought this would show up pretty well, but it really didn't. It's just a light pink. But if it was a dark color, it would be more enjoyable than to stitch on this side, because you would be able to see your stitches really nice. So I am happy with my version of this project and how it turned out. I think the little heart couched down really nice, and I was able to go around and stitch the whole thing. Excuse me, I bumped the ring light again. I did go around and stitch down all around, and then a little bit in the middle. So it turned out well, and I really love all the fringe on every side. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it inspired you in some way. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you again soon for my next video. Have a great day.